My name is Thomas Franklin. I'm an assistant professor here at Montclair State, and I'm a multimedia journalist. I'm second generation. My grandparents on my mother's side were immigrants from Italy, and on my father's side, my grandmother was an immigrant from Newfoundland, which is part of Canada now. It wasn't at the time. But the subject of immigrants and how people from immigrant populations are being affected by this and not only concerns me greatly, but interests me as a journalist. Paterson, the third largest city in the state, it is predominantly populated by people of color and a lot of immigrant populations, and the largest and perhaps the most vibrant Middle Eastern community in the country, South Paterson, which is an area where there are lots of Iraqis, Iranians, Palestinians, Syrians who have thriving businesses and community groups there. And so they held a rally there on Wednesday night and then a march in downtown Paterson yesterday. For my area of research as a professor, I've focused on immigration and in particular Syrian refugees. And so that subject matter interests me a great deal. In lieu of recent executive orders signed by President Trump, there have been a slew of protests and marches around the country, including our area. When the executive order was first signed, which was 2 Fridays ago, the next day, people trying to come back into the country with green cards and visas were denied. And so there was, tremendous outrage and protest last weekend. Late in the afternoon or early evening on Saturday, a judge issued a stay, which means the executive order was essentially not permitted. It was deemed to be not constitutional, and therefore people were supposed to be let in, but there was a lot of confusion that came afterwards, and people were still being blocked from coming into the country. Some were, some weren't. It created a lot of fear, angst, and fear amongst people who are immigrants, who have family members who live in other countries, and it's created a problem for them if they want to go visit people in other countries. Senator Cory Booker gave a very impassioned speech about how executive orders like this don't really define who we are as Americans.